Hey, everybody. We're back with another Funday Draft Show. It is finally back. I quit doing these whenever the NFL season picked up in 2022. The NFL season has been done for a while. I've been back from my hiatus, and here we are. We're starting season 2 of the Funday Draft Show. This is episode 6. This is going to be our favorite all things professional wrestling draft. So
no holds barred.
That's right. No holds barred. So anything goes. We're going to lie, cheat, cuss, and steal. And George is going to purposefully cut himself in the face to make himself look bloodier than he really is, like the whole 9 yards. What's that?
I said, I'm blading. I am absolutely blading.
Blading, that's what it's called. And I did learn that in my research for some of what we're drafting whenever Ric Flair did that once. So, but anyhow, I want to pop up the board here real quick to show the viewers out there some of the new rules here. I'm sure you probably can't see that very well, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, if it'll let me. And it may not, but anyway. So we are going to be drafting. This column right here shows you what we're going to be drafting. We're going to be drafting 3 of our favorite wrestlers of all time, single wrestlers, 2 of our favorite tag teams, our favorite venue, our favorite event, our favorite walkout music, our favorite finishing move, our favorite best match of all time, and 2 wild cards, which can be any of those other categories. So we will be drafting 12 rounds in this draft. And we'll get to the Wheel of Consequences when it pops up. But for now, just so you know, the Wheel of Consequences will come into play after round 3, and everybody must spin it at least twice. Let's see. Do we have any questions about that so far, gentlemen?
I'm ready to go.
We're gonna jump right into it then, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've already put in my first pick on my sheet over here.
Right on. Well, I do the draft order by reverse reverse finishes. So all time, George has an all time finish of 4.7 in the polls, in the Twitter polls. So since George sucks at this game, he gets the first overall pick. He gets the 101. Joe, you are barely better than George at 4.4, so you get the second pick.
But yet better.
You're definitely better. You're not last. We'll say that. I'm only a little better than you at 2.6, so I get third. And because Jason's actually good at this game because of and Joe already mentioned it's because he cheats. He has a 1.5 average finish, so he will be drafting 4th.
That's incredible.
I am for sure the heel.
That's right. Yep. Oh man, I should have had favorite heel in there, but since it's too late now. Don't worry about it. All right, George, you are first up with your 101 that you already know, so let's have it.
So brother.
Come on.
And I was told that there was going to be a podcast. And I was told, brother, that we are going to be drafting our favorite venues. I scoured the earth. I looked everywhere. I spoke to people, and everybody said that the dream place, the one place in wrestling that you want to wrestle is Madison Square Garden, brother.
Oh, he took the venue.
Square Garden as the 101.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, wow. That is, yeah.
This is why George got to draft first.
Listen, it is the Mecca. It is, you ask any wrestler, where's the one place, if you could wrestle, where would it be? It would be Madison Square Garden.
Look, I get what you're saying, and you're right. Like, of the draft, here's the problem. We're fans. We don't care. Like, we're not sitting in Madison Square Gardens watching this stuff. We're watching it on TV. We don't care.
Matter, because everything else from every other category is subjective. There's no opinion that says Madison Square Garden ain't the best place to wrestle. It is.
It's okay, 4.5. You're fine.
Favorite wrestler, those are subjective. Favorite tag team, that's subjective. Favorite entrance theme, subjective. Madison Square Garden, not subjective at all.
It's also the thing nobody cares about. But go ahead. No, you know what? Joe and Justin, if you want to take the second and third best venues because you need to check them off the list, I'm cool with that. Go for it.
Yeah, no, I like the strategy, honestly, because it is the 101, and after that, they're all the same. But the reason I like it is because now the rest of us can just wait till the last round to pick our venue because the venue doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
But off to a good start, though.
Thanks, George.
I did consider
wait
that.
till I take venues for my 2 flexes as well.
That's fine. I'll pick my backyard for backyard wrestling. I could give a shit about, excuse my language. That's our first cuss. I could give a darn about the venue. But go, Joe. We should move on to we've talked about the venue way more than it deserves. So Joe, you should probably make your pick.
All right. So again, I can pick any category I want right now. Is that it?
That's correct. The first two rounds just need to be a different category. After other than that, it doesn't matter.
All right. Well, I definitely am going to take. I don't know if he's my favorite wrestler of all time, but or she, it could be he or she, because there's female wrestling as well. I don't know if necessarily my favorite, but I guess the one I admire the most for his professionalism, his longevity, and catapulting professional wrestling to a whole new stratosphere. And so I'm going to be drafting who originally I thought George was drafting. He was doing a very, very good impersonation of the man. I'm not even going to attempt because I would sound horrible. I'm taking the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan.
Man, that's the 101.
No, it's not. Listen. When you got Hulk Hogan out there dropping the N-word all over the place, and then it being released on video. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, that's not the 101.
I didn't even know about that though.
Me either. He's also slinging that thermos around, so I don't know.
There's a reason I didn't take Hulk Hogan 101 because if it wasn't for that, yeah, he probably would be the 101. Well, between him dropping the N-bomb and then him screwing his best friend's wife while his best friend was in the other room, but yeah, Hulk Hogan.
I'm taking for the professional wrestling.
Good call, Joe. Not for the thermos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm kind of tilting already here because here's my problem, guys. I quit watching wrestling when I was 10 because I was 10 and I was old enough to make good decisions for myself. But I only watched wrestling for 2 years, so I'm very limited on my knowledge base here. But I will say that there is one wrestler out there that I kind of want to make sure that I don't walk away from this draft without.
You're gonna take my guy, I know it.
I don't know, man. Probably not, because my list was way different than all the lists that I looked up online. But I'm gonna go again, longevity. The exciting factor. Anytime there was a special event or a special match, this man drew in the numbers. Huge pay-per-view numbers, huge following. I'm going with The Undertaker.
It was between Hulk Hogan and The Undertaker for me.
Oh, good.
Undertaker, just an icon in the industry. I mean, love it.
That may be the best name of all time, in my opinion, from the names that I remember.
He may or may not have made it back to you. I'm not going to give your pick the satisfaction of knowing for sure. But
okay. All right.
You know, you guys have both taken actual individual wrestlers first. I get 2 picks here, so I'm not going to take my first wrestler with this pick. I'm going to take a tag team first.
Very good.
You know, I'm a lot like Justin. I stopped watching when I was pretty young. I watched a lot of it, so I think Justin and I may take a lot of each other's picks. I'm not sure if he would have taken this pick, but my favorite tag team of all time was the Hart Foundation.
Oh, okay, good.
Bret and Owen Hart. Now, I've got another one that I really like. You guys might take it before it gets back to me. There's actually 2 that I really like that I wish would get back to me, but I can't take another tag team, or I would do this. The next I'm going to take is my individual wrestler. And it is another one of the classics, another one of the, a lot of the kids these days only know him from Slim Jim commercials. I am taking Macho Man Randy Savage as my wrestler and my pick number 2.
Good man. Good man.
Yeah, so the Hart Foundation was the number one on my list for tag teams, but I was going to wait until it was taken to make my pick for my tag team because I felt like my tag team is less popular. I don't think people are going to pick my tag team, so I'm actually going to continue to hold off on that. I'm going to throw in another another curveball here, kind of like George did with the 101. I'm actually going to choose my favorite event with this pick, and here's my reason why. The top 2 picks in our draft are the only 2 that are safe from any consequences from the Wheel of Consequences. Outside of this one event, I don't even know or have ever experienced any other events that I can remember. But I was at this event, and whenever I Googled, like I said, I was like 9, 10 years old at this event in Indianapolis at the RCA Dome. I remember it very clearly. And a lot of exciting things happened in this. And when I Googled a list of awesome events, this one was in the top in several of them. So I'm going with WrestleMania 8. And here's why.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the description. So a lot of my favorites of all time were in this match. And maybe that's why they were my favorites. I don't really remember that connection, but the Bushwhackers opened it up, but that wasn't on pay-per-view, so only the people that were in the arena got to see that one, and they were against the Beverly Brothers, so that was awesome. Reba McEntire sang the national anthem. I actually remember that because, small town boy in Indiana, I was a country music fan back then. Shawn Michaels and Tito Santana and Jake the Snake and The Undertaker, Bret Hart and Rowdy Roddy Piper, the Big Boss Man. Oh, yeah, this was a 4-on-4 that was amazing. And they had the board was out and everything, but we had the Big Boss Man, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Sergeant Slaughter, and Virgil against the Nasty Boys, the Mountie, and the Repo Man. And then we had Macho Man Randy Savage defeated Ric Flair. This was the match where Ric Flair bladed and actually got fined, where Macho Man won the championship that night. Let's see. And also he was caught on camera blading. So everybody watching on pay-per-view saw it, and it was like this big ordeal nationwide. But for those of us sitting up in section 333, we thought it was legit, and we saw blood all over the ring. We saw blood all over his face and the post-match interviews and everything. So it was pretty wild to us. Let's see. The Incredible Hulk, or not the Incredible Hulk, Hulk Hogan against Sid that night. And Sid was disqualified, but Hulk Hogan won that match, and that was the headliner, even though it wasn't the title match against the Macho Man and Ric Flair. And then, of course, the Ultimate Warrior, one of my all-time favorites, made a surprise appearance and came into Hulk's aid, But yeah, it was a wild night. I was a Hulkamaniac when I was a little kid. I had the yellow shirt. I ripped it up.
We all were.
Yards. It was awesome, very awesome. I don't think the cameras could reach up to section 333, but if they could, they would have saw my little skinny ass ripping off that Hulkamania shirt. So I'm going with WrestleMania 8, and I'll shut up and let you guys talk.
I think it's awesome, man. Hey, listen, there are many Graham. WrestleMania has been going on for a long time, and there's a lot of great ones to choose from. And if you've been to it personally, like I never have, I mean that's fantastic.
I have.
Have you? Yeah, I haven't. So
I went to WrestleMania 33. They had it here in Orlando.
Yeah.
So me and my mother went, and it was really cool because the main event was Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker, and Roman Reigns won. And at the end of the match, The Undertaker took his trench coat, his hat, and his boots, and set him in the center of the ring and walked off. And at the time, many considered that to be his last match. He had a couple more after that. But at the time, many people thought that was his retirement match, which made it absolutely awesome.
You know what was great about that event?
What?
You didn't care if it was in Madison Square Gardens or not.
No, listen, I wish it would have been in Madison Square Garden. I just wouldn't have been able to go.
All right, so I guess I'm up next.
Yes, sir.
there's so many good things to choose from here. It's a matter of like, geez, where do I want to go? Because there's so many good choices. All right, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna take the best finishing move,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go with someone it's owned. It was perfected by someone whose name we've dropped already. It's not Hulk Hogan, but another wrestler I liked a lot, The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna take the pile driver.
The Tombstone.
And what's that?
The Tombstone.
I'm sorry, the Tombstone pile driver, right?
There you go.
Yep,
There you go. The Tombstone pile driver. So anything that involves a pile driver, I absolutely love. And if it's The Undertaker doing it, I got to take it. So
Well, that sucks, Joe, because I was hoping to get both of them. All right, George, you are up for 2, my man.
Yes, sir. So you guys made fun of me for taking the Madison Square Garden at
I didn't, George. Not me.
That's because Joe is a professional. I just want to let you guys
Absolutely.
know Joe is an absolute professional. But what you guys also did is allowed me to get 2 of the greatest in the history of wrestling. And I'm going to protect one of them. I'm going to protect John Cena because he follows me.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to draft John Cena. I have to protect him. He has done over 600 Make-A-Wish dreams come true. The guy is a 16-time world champion. Like, there's nothing the guy hasn't done in wrestling.
He's the guy you can't see, right?
You can't see him.
Okay, so Justin, at this spot on the draft, when we're doing voting, just leave it blank.
So my wife said that John Cena is the guy that looks like he ate Channing Tatum.
Correct.
Right. Yeah.
He is. But he is an absolute legend in the industry. And now I'm going to come back and I'm going to get the most electrifying man in the wrestling industry with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yep. Good one.
So unless I get screwed by the wheel, I'm loving this draft.
You know you're going to get screwed
Absolutely.
by the wheel.
Oh, I know. I absolutely know I am. But I've got my 101 in wrestlers with The Rock. I got probably my 103 wrestler in John Cena and my 101 in venue. I'm loving it right now. This is fantastic.
The wheel is
absolutely
absolutely
strong beginning
for you over for sure.
I thought about doing the wheel. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Justin.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just going to say real quick, since this is on the Toilets to Titles podcast network, I wanted to drop patreon.com/toilets to titles. If you like what you see, if you're normally a wrestling fan, we do a football podcast. Almost everything we do is football. It's very rare that you get a treat where we do something different and special, but we're hoping that some of the wrestling world out there can view this that might also kind of like football as well. We've got a lot of team breakdowns happening all summer long. We've already done several. We have several lined up. So if you have a particular team you like, click on toiletstotitles.com or YouTube/Toilets to Titles and go back and look at all of our different options we have out there. Sorry to interrupt you there, Joe. Go ahead.
No worries. It's okay. All right. So I thought about spinning the wheel. And I can spin the wheel anytime. Oh, it's after the third round.
After the third round.
I can't do it right now. All right. You know what? I want to lock up another, and there's still decades and decades of great, lovable, popular wrestlers out there to choose from. But I'm going to go with a guy who seemingly was around for a really long time. It's a name that's still known today, definitely remembered today, and that is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yep.
I was kind of hoping he'd make it back to me and you guys would let me get the trifecta of John Cena, Rock,
That would not have happened.
No.
I
Stone Cold, baby.
Yeah, Stone Cold's number 3 on my list, so
Well,
it would not
I
happen.
could lose him. I could lose him on the wheel. We'll see what happens. The wheel of doom.
You sure could. Absolutely. Hopefully. Hopefully he comes to me. All right. So, you know what? Joe, you took away my my finishing move there, so I
Good.
at least may as well. I at least, if I'm going to have the Undertaker, I at least may as well get his walkout music. Rest in peace.
All right.
That gong is absolutely epic.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys left me thinking here, because there's so many wrestlers, right? That's the thing. There's so many iconic wrestlers, and I know I still have to take two more.
Hey,
But
Jason.
yes, sir.
There's only one iconic venue, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares about that. But there's so many, and I'm sitting here making a list in my head of like, we do this in drafts. You do it when fantasy football too. You go, okay, there's still 12 running backs left, and I'm going to be up in X amount of time, and so I'm not going to take a running back here. The guy after me has running backs. You play the game a little bit.
Right.
There's so many wrestlers left, so I don't think I'm going to take an individual wrestler here. But just in taking an event made me realize that there are a lot of great events. There's only a couple of like game-changing, iconic moments in wrestling events that will never happen again. And the first one is WrestleMania 3.
Yep.
Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant.
I pressed that big stinky giant above my head, and I slammed him to the ground.
And he barely got him up. Like,
Yeah.
let's all like, we all like, it's
I think
George said
with an
over his head.
assist.
He didn't get him up, and Andre had to jump just a little bit. We all saw
Yeah.
it.
Just a little.
Little bit of help there for Hogan, but he got it up and took care of business. WrestleMania 3 is my event, and it's the Madison Square Gardens of events. How about that?
It honestly it is.
Even
So-
I know that WrestleMania 3 was apparently like the biggest and best and most successful one of all time.
Now, there's a match I want, and I'm hoping nobody takes it. I'm going to let it slide. And again, there's so many wrestlers, right? So I'm going to skip on an individual. I'm going to skip on finishing moves. There's great finishing moves all over the place. I'm going to take another tag team. I am taking, and this is back from my youth, from when I was young.
No.
Guys I loved. It's Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors.
That's good.
one.
Now, they probably would have gotten back to me, but I just, the whole thing, the face paint, they were Raiders fans, right? Like in wrestling, they were the Raiders fans in wrestling. That's just an incredible pair. And it got bigger as it went on, but man, they could wrestle. Their matches were always electric. So I love the Road Warriors.
So I have 25 tag teams on my list, and the Road Warriors did not make it, but they really should have. Honestly, I probably just overlooked it.
Listen, I looked at like best tag teams of all time. I didn't see them on a lot of lists. Again, I probably could have taken them later, but I would have hated to leave this draft without them.
I remember them actually. I remember the name.
That's not a great sign when Joe's like, yeah, I kind of remember those guys.
Yeah. From the black and white film, the early pro wrestling days.
Joe, I don't think you're much younger than I am, man. You can't make fun of age.
I remember the Road Warriors. Definitely.
About your WrestleMania 3, though, whenever I did look up best events, just in case for whatever reason something crazy happened, WrestleMania 3 was at the very top of almost every single list. So
yeah,
it's honestly the one thing I didn't look up best events. I didn't think you took an event super early. I didn't think events would go early, so I always expected to take them early so I could get WrestleMania 3. And if not, I would have been Googling while you guys were talking.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I only took them because I don't know any other events. So, it's like George with the venues there. Like those are the defenses, right? We're gonna hold off and wait. The events are the kickers. We're gonna hold off and wait, But sometimes you really like a kicker.
I mean, to be fair, people are gonna see WrestleMania 3 and know it. You don't have to say Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant, but if you say WrestleMania 3, everybody knows that's what happened.
Yep. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh man, so I have a tough decision here to make. Let's see, man. Do I just go all in on the Undertaker? I mean, it's very clear. Like he was my 102 wrestler. I've got his walkout music.
I mean, you'll get his mom to vote for you.
And the Undertaker is a smart move too, because the thing with Hulk Hogan was that, well, everyone knows his name, but he was a long time ago. You know, the Undertaker is current, or at least, you know, extremely relevant, extremely recent. Anyone who knows anything about pro wrestling, you know, has heard the name the Undertaker, and they've seen the gifs. You know, they've seen the memes. You know, and they're great. They're always fun.
So I'm going to go with the best match here, because I have two of them on here that I'm really debating against, and both of them are Mankind versus Undertaker. I don't know if I want to go with King of the Ring 1998 or if I want to go with Buried Alive 1996.
Justin, I'm going to do you a favor. Go with King of the Ring. That's the one where he Undertaker threw him off the top of the cage table, and then
like Mick Foley died like 4 times in that match.
And then he choked him through the cage, and when he slammed him through the cage, his tooth lodged through his upper lip and got stuck in his mustache.
Yeah, I know. There were so many crazy stories from that one match, but the Undertaker rose from the dead out of a grave. Like, come on.
If you're taking Undertaker Mankind, I get he raised from a grave. You're taking the Undertaker Mankind from Wish. If you go with
well, what took away from the Buried Alive match was that they did other Buried Alive matches later, and right. I mean, I know they did other King of the Rings, but there was no other King of the Ring. You know, like, so I'm gonna take your advice. I'm gonna go with King of the Ring 1998.
It's the better of the two matches, and it's not even remotely close.
And still, I'm right in saying that it's one of the best matches of all time, right?
Correct.
Cool. All right, Joe, you are up, my man.
All right, I'm going to go actually with a match too, and it was between two of them for me. Now, I'm an old timer. This one was very significant and very special. There's big time historical significance behind this one. And this is the match that made Hulk Hogan that where he became champion. So you're talking like 1986 or something like that, maybe 1985. I think 86. And the backstory on that was that there used to be a longtime champion named Bobby Backlund, and he didn't have any flashy name or anything. He wasn't flashy at all. He just came out in like kind of like a just the trunks, and that's it. And he'd come out, have a championship match, win. Really nice guy. That was his reputation. He was the nice guy. And then Bobby Backlund lost to the Iron Sheik, who was like the baddest of the bad at the time. Lost the belt to the Iron Sheik. Everyone loved hating the Iron Sheik. And then Hulk Hogan got his chance at the championship against the Iron Sheik. I would say the entire country, even if they weren't into professional wrestling, were watching that match. And they were all rooting for one of the best, for Hulk Hogan against Iron Sheik. And the Hulk Hogan and you knew what was going to happen. He had to wind up getting out of the Iron Sheik's devastating finishing move called, I even had to Google it because I forgot exactly. That's right, the camel clutch. And it was a backbreaker. And actually, and that's what broke Bobby Backlund. And Hulk Hogan was able to get out of it, wound up, spinning around, using his own finishing move on the Iron Sheik, finished him off, and took that belt. And so it was very memorable to me. It was an awesome match. I realize that's not going to have the same significance to viewers, but for me, it has a lot of significance.
Very good. I respect that. That's why I chose the event that I did. It means something to us.
Mm-hmm. I'm a nostalgic person. Was it 1984? Holy cow!
Yep, I had to look it up, but yes, it says, and actually, you were a little bit off on the details, but you were pretty accurate. Really, Hulk Hogan was named a replacement because Backlund was injured for the title match against the Sheik.
I could have sworn Backlund was defeated. Okay, maybe I'm wrong about that.
Yeah. And maybe he was defeated and he got hurt in the match.
Yeah, I think it was probably going to be a rematch or something like that because Backlund would have been champion then, and right. I think that's what happened. I think so.
All right, George, what do you got?
So I'm gonna go along here with Joe, and I'm gonna go with favorite match. And there are great matches throughout wrestling history, but this one particular match was from 1987.
Okay.
It involved Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man Randy Savage. Now, a little background on this. Those two guys met for like 2 weeks prior to this match taking place, and they would literally quiz each other. Okay, I'm going to do this. What happens next? Like, they had the whole match planned out. They had rehearsed it numerous times, but they would literally quiz each other on, I do this, what's your next move, or what's the next move of the match? What's my next move? And they knew this match back and forth. They knew every one of their moves. They knew every one of their opponent's moves. And it goes down as one of the greatest wrestling matches in the history of wrestling. It was top notch. It's a 5-star match anywhere you look on any ranking site. And it involves two absolute icons in the industry. My next one.
That's great.
Good pick.
My next one, I'm going to go with best tag team. Two guys who undoubtedly will go down. Well, one of them's already in the Hall of Fame, even though he's still an active wrestler. The other one will eventually get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame when he retires. One guy will get inducted in twice, once as a singles wrestler, once as a tag team wrestler. They are widely considered one of the best tag teams on the planet. They invented the TLC match. It's going to be Edge and Christian.
Did they have a name?
Edge and Christian. That was their tag team. Edge and Christian.
A cool tag team name.
That's their names.
Yeah, I guess we're not drafting coolest names, but okay.
You don't need a cool nickname when you're Edge and Christian.
They were number 19 on my tag team list.
Yeah.
I've never seen them wrestle. I've never seen them wrestle.
You know, tag teams is a good way to get a solo guy on your.
That is true. He just did it.
I'm just throwing it out there.
He just did it. He just got Edge on his team without using a single.
Now, this also goes to beg the question. I have Edge and Christian as a tag team. Can somebody still draft Edge as a solo wrestler?
Yes.
Or is he taken now?
No, he's a tag team, not a solo.
What's the tag team? No, 100%. When they came into the WWE, they came in as a tag team.
Yeah. You can still draft Edge as a single. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's what I wanted to make sure, because like somebody could draft the Rockers, and yeah, you've got Marty Jannetty, but you've also got Shawn Michaels.
Right.
So, and Shawn Michaels, as you know, went on to be a great singles
we
career.
Stop giving away picks here, by the way, because I've got a list.
It's all subjective. Everything outside of venue is subjective.
All right, Joey, you're up, buddy.
Taking the Rockers as the tag team.
Ah!
Actually, they were on my list, and I was going to wait, and he just dropped the name. I'm like, you know what? I better take the Rockers now.
Oh, man. I was going to take them probably not.
Old school, round. Baby. I'm a sucker for the old school. I like retro.
All right. So that's nice little technique there. Nice little strategy. I like it. Let's see. I'm going to go with a favorite wrestler here, primarily just because he's been brought up a lot, and I'm really kind of worried he's not going to make it back around at this point. So
Bobby Backlund?
Edge.
No. What's that?
I said Shawn Michaels, Edge, Bobby Backlund.
It is Shawn Michaels. So that's who I'm going to go with. I was a huge fan of Shawn Michaels, and
Sexy boy.
exactly right, exactly, and that
makes it good walkout music too.
He had with Bret the Hitman Hart for a while, was something that I actually do remember. So, yeah, big fan. So I'm going to go with Shawn Michaels here.
Do you know that feud with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart was legitimate, right?
I do not. I always thought it was fake, like the rest.
No, that was 100% actual, real heat between those two guys. They could not stand each other.
Nice. Well, that makes that pick even better then.
Yep.
So who all has selected matches already?
All three of us have selected a match.
I have not selected match.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man.
So I thought about not taking a match because you guys, but there are wild cards. There's a match that I really do want. But before I get to the match, I am going to select a guy from the WCW. I know a lot of what we've done is WWE. When I was growing up, WCW, there was one wrestler that was as popular as his WWE counterparts. He later came back out after a specific movie came out and looked a whole lot like a character in this movie. I'm taking Sting.
Nice.
Now,
bravo.
Sting initially, short, spiky, blonde hair, red, blue face paint. And then after the movie The Crow came out, he came out in white face paint, black trench coat, completely reinvented himself.
That had absolutely nothing to do with the movie Crow. I mean, like, the movie came out, yeah, but that wasn't what he was dressing like.
I mean, look, if it walks like the Crow and wrestles like the Crow, it's the Crow.
No, not true.
So I took Sting, a favorite of mine as a kid, so I had to have him. And again, I'm not going to finish first in this. I know that. I'm not taking chalk. I'm just taking guys I like. I'm not going to be 101 here. But what I will say, my next one is a match, and we've all gone nostalgia a little bit. George has heard me talk about this match being my first wrestling match that I ever watched, and it just happened to be on TV. And it
was before pay-per-view.
It might have been before pay-per-view. So pay-per-view was awesome when I was a kid. We got to buy one pay-per-view per year, and every year it was SummerSlam because we weren't in school. So we got to stay up and watch SummerSlam. But this match wasn't SummerSlam. This match, it was Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage versus the Twin Towers. So if you guys don't know about this match, it started the Macho Man Randy Savage Hulk Hogan feud. They had been going back and forth over Miss Elizabeth for a while. And in this match, Miss Elizabeth got knocked out and they brought her to the back. And Macho Man kept fighting. And Hulk Hogan disappeared to go check on Miss Elizabeth. And while Hulk Hogan was in the back, Macho Man Randy Savage got his butt kicked up and down the ring by the Twin Towers. And Hulk Hogan came back out. Macho Man went over and tagged him, and he tagged him by slapping him in the face.
Yep.
Macho Man Randy Savage left the ring and never returned, only to have Hulk Hogan win the whole thing. Incredible match from beginning to end, and it was the first wrestling match I ever watched. I had to have it.
Jason, I got a question for you. Can you name the tag team Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man formed?
Is it the Mega Powers?
It is the.
Some things stay with you.
Yes, they do.
It's hard to say the Mega Powers only because, nobody knows that name. Like that tag team broke up back in the like mid to late 80s. So like if you say the Mega Powers, people don't know, but some names stay with you. The Mega Powers stuck with me.
All right.
Well, guys, I think I need to kick us off with the Wheel of Consequences. So I would like to bring in the wheel here. Jason, are you ready for that?
Yeah, whenever you are.
Just because we have to get 2 of them out of the way. May as well do one right now. Let me pull it up here.
Okay, let me know when you're ready for me to spin it.
Okay, so remember we randomize it 3 times and then we spin.
1,
so,
allegedly
2,
randomized.
3. Okay, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Spinning it now.
Let's go, baby. Don't land on me. Don't land on me.
Joe's over.
Nothing to do with me.
No whammy, no whammy.
Yeah, exactly. I love that game.
God dang it!
Fourth, Jason, take the venue next.
Now you're sorry you didn't take Madison Square Garden. Who's crying now?
I honestly like it's terrible because venue would have been my last pick. That is literally I'm gonna hide that choice. It's gonna go away, and it won't be back on there. So I will take. I mean, I guess we could have left it, and I could have had to take another venue, but
no, it has to go away after it's been used.
Okay, so my next pick has to be a venue.
Yes, sir. All right, that worked out beautifully. Let me get my my list back up here. Okay, so I still don't think anybody's actually going to take my tag team, but I loved them so much. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna hold off on the tag team for one more round because I forgot about the finishing move. If I'm gonna have Shawn Michaels on my team, I got to get his sweet chin music. So the sweet chin music by Shawn Michaels is my finishing move here, and that's my second finishing move. So that's technically my first wild card.
Yeah, it was on my short list of finishing moves. So good pick.
I got a little bit of a theme here going. I've got The Undertaker. I've got Shawn Michaels.
Just stacking. He's a stacker at this point.
Even in fantasy football, I love the stacks. So absolutely. There you go, Joe.
All right. Let me see. Where do I want to go with this? You know what? I'm going to spin the wheel. We have to spin the wheel twice each, right? Let's get it rolling.
So I can't spin the wheel, right? Because I have to take.
You have to take a venue.
All right. Let me know when you're ready, Justin. Do I randomize it again?
Yeah, you'll have to randomize it 3 times. Yep. Oh shoot, clicked on the wrong thing.
You ready?
I'm gonna highlight yellow here whenever we shoot. Hold on, I'm messing this board up all.
Oh, Justin.
But when I'm gonna highlight it yellow so that we know when we've used the wheel because we have to use it twice. Let me get back to the screen. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh,
Hold
yeah.
on. There, I added it for you, Justin.
You added what? Okay.
I added the wheel back to the screen.
Well, then just go ahead, randomize it 3 times because it's not letting me go back to the StreamYard tab. So Go ahead and randomize it 3 times and move on. I cleaned up my computer. I thought it was going to be much better.
All right, spinning the wheel.
Let's do it. Let's see what happens. The Wheel of Doom.
I hope somebody has to take my next pick.
This pick gets moved to after the last round. Okay.
So you lose this pick. It's got to go down to after the last round.
Okay.
Hey, leave it on the wheel, and let's roll that bad boy one more time.
All right, I'm going to randomize it.
Save a little bit of time and just spin the wheel.
You have to make a trade with yourself.
So are we going to
That's
spin
the
it again?
luckiest.
What does it say?
Must
It says
make
you
a
must
trade
make
with
a
George.
trade.
I have to
Yeah.
trade.
No, I think George is safe. He shouldn't have to spin it again.
Well, no. Remember that rule I said that we changed? If it can't happen, then you have to spin a second time.
That's fine. Spin it again.
All right, I'm gonna spin it again.
I was so excited.
I thought you were safe there.
We tried, Jim.
Oh.
No, what are the third round picks?
What does it say?
Jason gets the Rock, which I protect.
Oh.
But I don't remember what Jason's third round pick was.
Can you guys tell me what it says?
It says George and Jason must swap their third round picks.
Jason's third round pick was WrestleMania 3.
I'll take it.
Wait, was it?
Yes, and Jason gets The Rock.
Okay. I mean, look, that's a pretty
That's
even.
tough. Yeah.
I mean, now do I have to take another event?
Well, yeah, because you have to have a legal lineup. So remember, in the past, if we make these trades, we can only do the trade if there's still a legal lineup. In this case, George still has room for an event. You still have room for an individual player, and we still have picks left. So yes, you do still have to take another event, which means you got to hit the Google machine. My friend.
I got to go hit the Google button.
So while Jason's Googling, I'm going to go ahead. See, I lost a wrestler. I'm going to go ahead and.
Can we see the chart?
What's that?
I'm not seeing the chart. There we go.
I got it, Justin. I brought it up.
So I lost a wrestler, but I gained WrestleMania 3, which, by the way, I now currently possess the 101 in both events and venues. Too bad WrestleMania 3 was not in Madison Square Garden. Like, that would just be orgasmic. But because it's not.
And it doesn't really matter because WrestleMania 3 would have been WrestleMania 3 no matter the venue. So
right.
Yeah, but I could have said the great venue with the greatest event and been like, oh yeah. But I'm gonna go with another wrestler here. He is an old school guy who just recently retired. He wrestled in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. And I believe a little bit in the 20s.
Oh. I think I know who it is. Are the initials RF?
Ryan, son of a gun. Give me woo! Ric Flair.
Yep. That's a good one.
Great pick.
It's okay. I'll take him too.
I had him on my radar for something.
Joe, your radar should say you are up.
No, you're up, George.
Actually, no, you're up again.
Oh, I'm up again.
Yeah, you
Get the snake.
Oh, well then. Let's go ahead and spin that wheel one more time.
Okay.
Now let me add it to this.
I thought I know we traded it. It didn't register that wasn't actually my pick.
All right, I'm gonna refresh it 3 times.
Oh, I'm worried about this one.
And I'm gonna spin it.
You're worried.
I've been involved in every one of these.
Not Joe's.
Force Joe to take a venue next.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Okay.
now I'm mad because I only wanted one venue and Joe might take it. All right,
Probably,
George,
probably not. Probably not.
Does George,
If Joe steals your venue, I might take another one.
does George?
Or
I might lie and say he took my venue. So, does George still get to pick though? Right?
Yes.
I still get the pick. So I think I'm gonna go with. Oh, what do I want to go with here?
A venue.
No, I'm gonna go with a finisher. I'm gonna go with the finisher. It's to me, it is one of the greatest finishers out there. It became a meme at one point. It's the RKO, the Randy Orton KO. The RKO is basically like a Stone Cold Stunner or a Diamond Cutter, but he hits it out of nowhere. Like I've seen him launch people straight up in the air and come down and catch them in an RKO. I've seen people do a moonsault off the top rope and he jumps up and catches them in his finisher. Like he can hit this thing from anywhere at any angle. It's widely considered the best finisher in all of wrestling. I want that RKO.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
right.
number 5 on my finishing list.
Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal.
I like it. All right. Joe, you've had time to prepare for your venue here, my man.
Joe, I need you to snipe Jason here. I need you
Do
to
I get to spin the wheel too, or no?
You can if you want for your second time to get it out of the way. And
Yeah,
you might end up making this to where
No,
you don't have to make a venue pick. Like if it gets forced somewhere else.
No, he can't. He can't spin the wheel. His next pick has to be a venue. He can't spin the wheel. That's his pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
He said that because Jason asked the same thing. We told him earlier, no, he can't spin the wheel. He's got to do a venue.
Gotcha.
All right.
Yep.
I'm going to remove this.
You're right.
Then I'll remove it.
No, I'm not going to be a dick, but I want to try to get
No.
up.
You got to be fair.
I was just unsure. It doesn't matter to me.
I was facing it. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I'm trying to move up from 4.7.
You're gonna do that. I'm gonna be 4 for sure in this one. Although I do now have The Rock. So Joe, pick your venue, bud.
All right, my venue is going to be AT&T Stadium in Dallas.
Got it.
Any particular reason?
Yeah, because they had 101,763 fans there.
Cool.
For WrestleMania event.
I still say it doesn't matter.
It was between that and another one, but I won't say the other one.
All right. So I'm up. I do not want to spin the wheel this time because I have a.
Can you guys bring up the Excel chart?
Got it.
Thanks.
I have a.
I'm gonna grab some pizza. Be right back.
It was the it was the tag team. I'm going to go ahead and take the tag team, even though I still don't think any of you will actually take them. This tag team was my absolute favorite growing up because it was like a comedy show. Every time they went out there, every time they did an interview, the brothers that licked each other's heads for whatever reason, just a fun group to watch. I'm going with the Bushwhackers.
I love the Bushwhackers. They weren't great wrestlers, honestly.
No, not at all.
Not great wrestlers, but they were entertaining as hell.
Yeah.
Kind of gross.
What's really weird, and well, not really weird, but what's interesting about the Bushwhackers is they were in their late 30s by the time they made it to the WWF at the time. Like, they were not a young tag team at all. Like, they had been all over the world. But by the time they actually got the call to come to the WWF, like, they were in their late 30s.
Yeah.
And at that time for wrestling, that was damn near the end of your career.
Well, little did you know they had to walk into the ring like that because their backs were all screwed up. They couldn't walk normal. All right, so I get to take a venue. Imagine my excitement. Googling venues, just because I had to pick a venue, I knew it was coming up. I'm gonna take the Silver Dome because that's where WrestleMania 3 happened, and
that was my other option.
Yeah. I mean, I had a backup pick in case you took the Silver Dome, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Silver Dome.
That's good.
Right.
That was when they had like 87, they had like 80,000 fans. They weren't expecting anything close to that number. Even though WrestleMania 1 and 2 had been big, they weren't expecting that big.
Yeah. WrestleMania 3 is literally the WrestleMania that put the WWF on the map.
So I was thinking about spinning the wheel because I know I have to spin it twice, but a lot of finishing moves went off the board, and George mentioned my finishing move and his finishing move. He took the RKO, which is probably the cooler move. It's probably the more technical move, but I'm going to take the Stone Cold Stunner because the better wrestler performed the move.
I don't.
The more popular wrestler perform the move. The more popular ending, they don't.
They're
former presidents have been Stone Cold Stunned. Punters from the NFL have had the Stone Cold Stunner. Like everybody's been stunned a little bit. I bet you George probably has had it in his lifetime. So I'm taking the Stone Cold Stunner.
I've been RKO'd. I've never been stunned.
All right, I hope you guys are monitoring your own teams to make sure that you have a legal lineup here, because I don't really know what to do if I miss it.
Yeah, I don't either, because
I've been writing mine down as we go down.
that's a good idea. I should probably do that.
Do that after this pick. So
I have to make sure I have 2 wrestlers.
all right, so there were 2 more venues taken off of the board that round, and I had neither one of them on my list. So my 102 of venues are still there off of the one list I found online. So I think I'm going to hold off on venues for a while. Let's see. Still, okay. Got it. I got it. I got my pick. My walkout music is going to be Sexy Boy, Shawn Michaels.
I thought you were about to snipe me.
Oh, well, I have a feeling. Can I guess what your walkout music's going to be, Joe?
No, because you'd be tipping picks.
Well, I don't see why that matters. I'm tipping picks, against myself too. He's going with Real American anyway. Am I right, Joe?
Wait a second. Oh, I can't say. Wait a second. Whose pick? Okay, I see where the X is. Okay, so I have one of my picks going
in the
after the last round.
After the last round, yeah.
All right, I'm spinning the wheel again.
Okay, I'm adding it to the stream, and Justin, I'll read it off to you here when we're gonna shuffle it 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And good Lord, here we go. All right, Joe, you get to choose an opponent to move their next pick to the last round.
Ooh.
Okay.
Joe gets to be
that's going to be Justin because he made this damn wheel.
Got it. I love it. That's a fair reason.
All right, Joe, so you're still up for your pick. Bring in some music.
Of course, it's Real American.
And that actually that is my 101 in walkout music, but because I had The Undertaker and I had Shawn Michaels, I had to go with my later walkout musics.
Totally understandable.
So I'm gonna go with the entrance music as well. And Jason and I were kind of talking about it a few minutes ago, but there's nothing more iconic than when you're sitting there watching the TV and all of a sudden you hear this glass shattering. I've got to take Stone Cold Steve Austin's entrance music. The glass breaking to be associated with the character that is getting ready to come out. Like, that is top 5 for me. You guys have
totally cool
entrance music, but I'm gonna get me some Stone Cold entrance.
Yeah, there's a lot of great ones. I had to go with Real American. It's number 1. I'm a Real American, and number 2, I think it was the first one. So I like going for the first. Like I said, I'm a nostalgic person. So, and I witnessed, this is stuff that I witnessed when I really was, watching a lot of pro wrestling. So yeah, it was pretty fun when it first came out.
And my next one, I'm actually going to take one of my flexes here, but I'm going to take it on a venue. And why you guys were crapping all over the venues earlier, there is still a venue to me that screams iconic. I'm sorry, that's a lie. It doesn't scream iconic. It screams extreme. It started a cult following for ECW. It made it a thing with the fan interaction and the fans handing the weapons to the wrestlers in this arena. I'm going to take the Hammerstein Ballroom in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, home of ECW.
Okay, the what?
Hammerstein Ballroom.
I'm just going to be annoyed when I have to
There's
trade that.
There's a Hammerstein in Philadelphia?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's one in New York, too.
There is one in New York. That's the one that came up.
It's in Philadelphia.
I'm going to be super annoyed when I have to trade for this thing.
I mean, it's very likely that the Hammersteins have more than one ballroom.
Yes.
That would be impossible.
All right, Joey, you're up.
Okay. Can I see the chart?
Oh yeah, hold on. I'll get it, Justin. I don't know how you see that thing.
Sorry, guys. I've been stopping the camera because I've been eating pizza.
No, you're good.
Hey, Justin, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. That ballroom is actually in New York.
Okay.
Man, that makes that pick so much better that he didn't even know where it was. It's so iconic and important. You got the state wrong.
I know the name of the venue. I didn't know the location.
Hey, Justin, if I think you have to leave it. He picked the one in Philadelphia.
The thing is, though, it doesn't matter. Like, nobody's gonna know.
I was like, man, I think I remember seeing some shows at the Hammerstein Ballroom when I was younger, when I used to go see shows. But yeah, it was easily there could have been more than one.
If there is another one, he has to have that one.
I guess I was right when I said impossible. All right, so I spun that damn wheel twice. I got it out of the way. I got my walkout music. Best match. All right. Do I want to use? Oh man, I'm thinking about going with my third wrestler. Guess I only have two. Nah, I'll save that for a wild card. Maybe I better get another tag team out there. Let's see. How about, and I like to go, no, I'm not going to go with that. All right, here's, okay, cool. And because I love the name too. There's a lot of good tag teams over here. Damn. All right, I'm going to go with, let me just check real quick. I like the name too much. All right, I'm going with the British Bulldogs tag team.
Ooh, good. I like that.
It's two tag teams we need, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least two. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, at least two. Okay, cool. For a legal lineup. It's like Superflex.
All right, and my turn gets skipped.
Oh yeah, I forgot we got to skip you.
Now remember, Jason,
I'm gonna spin the wheel.
Gotcha.
I am. I'm gonna do it. I got to do it. I got to do it twice, but I'm gonna do it once here. And we will shuffle 3 times, and we're gonna make my night a little bit worse.
Let's hope so.
Joe gets to make this pick for me. So Joe, do me proud.
Man,
all right.
The problem here is that you got the nice guy to choose your pick for you. If it would have been me or George, you would have been in trouble.
I was going to say this is such baloney because Joe's not going to do you dirty.
He can do me dirty. Listen. It's fine. It's fine. It's been a terrible draft. Thanks.
Joe, remember 0.5. You can honestly draft Duke the Dumpster Drosy as his favorite wrestler, or Barry Horowitz, or Dink the Clown. Not Doink.
Honestly, I thought about drafting Barry Horowitz with my last pick.
Now, what 4 picks do you still have to make? Because it needs to be one of those 4, Joe.
Well, no. How many rounds? What round are we on?
There's 4 picks left. You got rounds 9, 10, and 11 and 12.
So I need.
Can I see the? All right, so I'm making this pick for Jason.
Yeah. So I need a. I mean, it's 2 wild cards.
Oh, so really, you could pick anything now. If he still has 2 wild cards left, you could pick anything.
So 2 wild cards. What else do you need?
I need a theme song.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm making this pick for you.
And you'll need
how many wrestlers do you have?
I have 3.
You have 3.
But he has flex.
Right.
I have flexes, Joe. You can pick anything.
Let's see.
Joe,
I'm not going to burn you.
I
he needs
appreciate that, Joe.
a venue.
Maybe I'll give him the Hammerstein Ballroom in Philadelphia.
It's still available.
Do it, Joe. Do it.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you.
Oh, you're missing the event.
I'm missing an event. Yeah,
You missing an event?
I am
Oh.
because George stole my event.
Hey, Joe, finger poke of doom. Just saying.
that I don't get.
It could still be anything though, since he has 2 wild cards to fill.
Yeah.
It would be the finger poke of doom was Hulk Hogan literally poking Kevin Nash in the shoulder, Kevin Nash falling over and Hulk Hogan pinning him and winning the world title.
I
Good
mean,
man.
yeah, don't give me that cool one.
Or Dave Burkett winning the WCW World Heavyweight Champion.
Or you could draft Pat McAfee for him as a wrestler.
That's true. All right. No. So, what do you besides the two wild cards? What do you need?
Well, so I need an event and I need a song.
Oh, you need a song? Okay. Or you know what? I'll leave the song for you. You probably have one in mind that you love. All right. The event. Oh God. Now I'll let you pick that. All right, we will go with you don't need another tag team. Oh, Melvin, stop it.
Justin, how unfair is this that the nicest guy on the panel got to pick a pick for Jason?
I know, man. This is unreal. I'm holding off on the guy I would choose just in case he spins it again and I get to pick his next pick.
I know Joe's got competitive spirit in him, so I know he wants to win. So that he should do whatever it takes by any means necessary to win.
Let me see. Melvin's chiming in over here. Jesus, what happened to that tab?
You could give him Molly Holly as his favorite wrestler.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna give you a good wild card.
Okay,
I'm gonna give you China,
I'm in. Let's do this.
female wrestler.
It's a porn star. Of course Jason's in.
I'm all in
That's-
on China.
She wears 2 hats. She's multitasking. Listen,
And
I was actually going to take her as one of my wild cards.
Joe,
I can't think of anything else to give you right now.
You know how
I
much I
can't think of
appreciate
anything
you.
else to give you. You should. I'm a lovable guy.
You should.
So I'm gonna take my next pick. I'm not gonna spin because I realized I do need an event here, and I had to Google it while Joe is making my night way better. I am going to take SummerSlam '92.
Good one.
Good one.
Bret the Hitman Hart versus the British Bulldog. Incredible match. It's
Stadium.
Yeah. So and that was a family feud because the Bulldog was married to Bret's sister, right?
Correct.
So that was big. Macho Man Randy Savage had a great match against the Ultimate Warrior.
I can't put the Ultimate Warrior as ever having a great match.
Look, against Macho Man, he wasn't a great wrestler, but he's an iconic character.
He is.
So, when you have an iconic character facing off against one of the best wrestlers of all time. So SummerSlam 92, and I guess I'll spin the wheel again in a little bit.
Well, that's a nice little segue. I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel for my second wheel spin here. And remember, guys, you can spin the wheel more than twice if you choose. There are still some more wedges out there that have Jason's name on them.
All right, we're spinning the wheel. I'd say the wheel was rigged, but I made the wheel. So this doesn't matter all that much, but choose an opponent to pick twice with their next pick and lose their final round.
Got it. Okay. And it does say opponent, right? I can't choose myself?
That's correct.
All right. So, you know what? You're absolutely right. It really doesn't matter all that much, and I'll make it matter even less by choosing Jason here. So that means you'll get to choose twice for your 11th pick and lose your 12th round pick, which means it means nothing.
Except I get to. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, I guess that's true. All right, so I want to know where. Okay, I have three left. No, I have 4 left. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna hold off on that because that's gonna be a last round pick if I can make it slide. Yeah, that's right. I'm thinking of loopholes here.
Wait, hold on, Justin.
Yeah.
So I have 3 picks left, right?
No, you have 2. You have your 11th round pick and your 12th round pick.
Okay.
Oh man.
Hey, Jake, you pull up the chart.
The chart, yeah, I'm coming back to it.
Thanks, sir.
Gotcha.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Degeneration X because I need another tag team.
That one hurt, Justin. I ain't gonna lie. That one kind of hurt.
Oh, good. I don't even know who they are, but they were on a lot of lists. If that makes you feel any better.
So, when you put on DX, you have to put Road Dogg and Billy Gunn because you don't get Triple H and you don't get China and you don't get X-Pac. DX was the tag team. DX was Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, and they were good. Don't get me wrong, but like they were a part. DX was an actual stable, and within the stable, they were the tag team in the stable.
Oh, cool. Well, they'll just take the whole stable then. Degeneration X sounds good.
You can't take the whole stable.
Why not?
Because the whole stable wasn't a tag team.
So then why are you telling me which 2 I have to take?
Because those were the tag team within the stable.
I don't get it. I don't understand this.
Just say Degeneration X and we can move on.
Yeah, put DX and then put Road Dogg and Billy Gunn because that was the tag team. Like all those great lists you were looking at, it's for the voting purposes, you can't have DX. You can have DX, but you have to list which characters within DX. It would be like on my pick, I take Roman Reigns' stable, the Bloodline. Now the Usos is the tag team within the Bloodline, but I don't get Roman Reigns and I don't get.
I don't think anybody cares. We can move on.
Yeah, I'm going with Wikipedia that says Generation X was an American professional wrestling stable and later a tag team who consists of various members, most notably Triple H, Shawn Michaels, China, X-Pac, and the New Age Outlaws. So
the New Age Outlaws was the tag team. That's Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and Badass Billy Gunn.
Okay, let's take a vote if he just gets to put Degeneration X.
Yeah, because I think I'm tempted to just put the ones that they said most notably here because that's a really good name.
I mean, I don't want Justin to win, but honestly, at this point,
well, I'm saying if you're saying the category is for a tag team.
Here, I fixed it. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead with your next pick.
What did you do?
I muted George.
Oh,
because I said if you're going to take a tag team, you have to list the tag team.
What he's saying is that Generation X is like a team of tag teams, right? It's a stable.
Okay.
It's like 4 different tag teams.
Then why can't I choose
duos? Right?
Why can't he take the most popular ones?
Because let me do it this way then. There was another tag team taken earlier by Jason, I believe. No. Yeah, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage versus the Twin Towers. Hulk Hogan and Macho Man were not a tag team.
Well, they were the Mega Powers
at that time.
Yeah, they were.
That was the name they went by, the Mega Powers.
The Mega Powers.
Okay,
you can take the Mega Powers.
I looked at it as like there were a bunch of individual players that teamed up. So, but
that's stable.
You'll just have to tell me those names again because I have no idea who they were.
Just put New Age Outlaws. That within DX is the stable. So like it would be like the Colts. But within the Colts, you're drafting a wide receiver, so you're taking Michael Pittman. DX is the Colts. New Age Outlaws is Michael Pittman.
Right. I'm taking Michael Pittman because you won't let me have Marvin Harrison, but that's okay. Yeah, I got it.
Well, Marvin Harrison's probably better than any receiver they have on the Colts right now anyway. But
I agree. All right, Joe, you are up to bat.
Okay, what do I need? Do I have a little of everything here?
I don't know. I thought we were keeping track of our own.
Nah, not me.
No.
Three single rest. I've got 2 tag teams. I have an event. Do I have an event? No, I don't have an event.
You do not have an event.
All right, I'll take WrestleMania, the original one.
Okay.
The one that kicked it off. I'm going with the originals, boys.
I like it. Now start looking through at what you got there and see what you still need.
Yeah, I think I need one single wrestler. Then after that, I think I just need so I have 2 tag teams, best match. So I think I just need one single wrestler and 2 wild cards.
Okay.
All right, George, you're up for 2, bud.
okay, give me 1 second. I'm updating my list, so I know what I have and what I don't. I'm going to go with. How many wrestlers do I have? I have 2, correct? Let me see. Yep.
Yeah, because you lost The Rock.
Yeah, and I got John Cena and Ric Flair. I'm okay with losing The Rock. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Triple H as my third wrestler.
Yeah, I don't like hemorrhoids either.
I don't either.
Do I write it out like this, or is it HHH?
The way you have it is perfect. I mean, he went from being a wrestler. Now he's the COO of the WWE. He's basically running the show over there for them now. He's going to be a Hall of Famer for wrestling. It's amazing that getting him this late. And I need another flex. I could take the easy way out and name another wrestler for my flex, but I'm not, because I want to take another event. And widely ranked anywhere is WrestleMania 17. It's considered the greatest wrestling pay-per-view to date that WWE has ever produced. And I wanted it as an event. I ended up getting WrestleMania 3, which is number 1. This was actually my number 2. So even though Jason took my number 1, I was thrilled because I didn't think anybody would take WrestleMania 17. I'm over the moon to get it this late.
Very good. I don't understand half of what you said, so.
Well, let's just say that the headliner on that was The Rock and Stone Cold.
Well, speaking of Stone Cold, Joe, you have Stone Cold, and you are up.
Okay. I'm looking.
Did you figure out what you still needed?
Yep. Let's see. What happened to that list of mine? All right. I think I'll take another. Gonna take another wrestler. Actually, the one I was gonna take, George just took Triple H. Let's see.
Sorry, Joe. I would have left them for you, but you were nice to Jason.
You know what? I'm gonna go with one of my all-time favorites. I'm glad I just came across the name again. I completely brain farted on him. He's a good one, but his name has stuck around for a long, long time. People still know him, and that is Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Oh, good.
Was going to be my next pick.
Me too.
Sorry, man.
You weren't going to get him anyway, Jason.
You gotta love the kilt. You gotta.
I feel better.
And he was an actor. He multitasked as well. He was an actor. They live, baby.
Great pick. All right. So my next pick, I still need another single wrestler. Where do we stand on Nacho Libre? That's my loophole.
You can have him.
I feel like that is a vote getter. because if I get Nacho Libre, I also get Jack Black.
I mean, that's
I'm
fine.
not going to go down that road because obviously we could have taken fictional wrestlers at that time.
I was totally good with you taking them because that's not going to be the vote getter you think it is.
Well, I got to give Lori credit for that one. I thought it was hilarious when she mentioned it. But no, I am going to go with one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. I didn't think that anybody was going to take him because his career, like, he wasn't the greatest actual wrestler when it comes to technique and stuff. But he was wild and fun to watch, and he was at the WrestleMania event that I was at that I referred to earlier, and that is the Ultimate Warrior making that surprise entrance at the end to save Hulk Hogan. So the Ultimate Warrior is my pick here as my third singles guy.
Well, boys, I need music. And my first pick was Macho Man Randy Savage. So I'm taking Pomp and Circumstance.
Yeah, there you go.
Macho Man Randy Savage. Can you put Randy Savage entrance in there in case people don't know? But
yeah, I've been putting that for all of the intro musics.
Very nice. All right, and then I have to spin the wheel. So while you're typing in Pomp and Circumstance, we're going to find out what fresh hell I'm going to receive. 1, 2, 3, and here we go. Everybody who completed the last round.
Everybody's picks in the last completed round must shift to the right, except the spinner. So your pick is not going to change. The last completed round was round 11. Your pick is not going to change. So that means that George now gets the Ultimate Warrior as long as it doesn't make for an illegal lineup, which he has a wild card left because the WrestleMania was a wild card. So that's good. Wait, we're shifting to the
left.
right?
To the left.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, so I get WrestleMania 17. Joe gets the Ultimate Warrior, and okay. So WrestleMania 17, I would still need a singles. That just gives me 2 events, which now takes away my wild card, so it's still legal for me. Joe, that would still make it legal for you because it's still an individual player. So, all right, sweet. I think I made out probably the best in that deal.
I'm glad that didn't happen early.
So what did I lose?
That's what I'm wondering. What did I get?
You got Roddy Piper, George.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's fine.
What a steal.
And Joe, you got the Ultimate Warrior. I got WrestleMania 17. I'm okay with that because I didn't realize it was so good until I heard that awesome explanation from George.
Hey, do you want to know the card that was WrestleMania 17?
Well, sure.
Give me 1 second. I will read you the entire card. It is.
While we're waiting on that, Jason can.
I'm ready.
Go ahead.
I'm ready for this. So I'll start at the bottom of the card and work my way up. Okay. The bottom of the card. Chris Jericho defeated William Regal. Taz and the APA defeated the Right to Censor. The Hardcore Championship, Kane defeated Raven and the Big Show. The European Championship, Eddie Guerrero defeated Test. Kurt Angle defeated Chris Benoit in an absolute wrestling classic. The Women's Championship, Chyna defeated Ivory. Street Fight, Shane McMahon defeated Vince McMahon. The Tables, Ladders, and Chairs 2 for the WWE Tag Team Championship, Edge and Christian defeated the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys to win the title. You may have seen clips of that match. That is the one where the guy is hanging, the Hardy Boys is hanging from the title, and Edge jumps off the ladder and spears him off the ladder while he's holding onto the title in midair. It's absolutely a spot. The Iron won the Gimmick Battle Royal. The Undertaker defeated Triple H, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated The Rock. there's a Hall of Famer in almost every single one of those matches. That's how loaded and good that wrestling card was.
And I got them in the 11th round. That's how good I am at this.
I mean, technically, I got them in the 11th round, but you kind of stole them.
No, Jason gave them to me. Thank you, Jason.
You're very welcome.
All right, Jason, your final pick here. What do you need? What's your final?
I got a wild card.
Oh, there you go. Well played.
So it's tough because I've been doing this draft not for votes, but with my heart. There is a team here. There is a team here. There's actually two teams that I really like here, and neither one of them are big vote getters. I'm going to go ahead and take it anyway, even if they're not vote getters. I'm going to take the Steiner brothers.
That's a good team.
Rick and Scott Steiner. Yep. Now, actually, there was one other. I already picked him. There's one I was going to take just because it would have been a vote getter. I'll talk about him afterwards.
All right. So this is not my last pick since, and Joe and I both have an extra pick here because we lost our picks earlier. But I wanted to save my wild card for this pick, but I have to go with a single wrestler now because of the shift there, which is okay because I was torn between the Ultimate Warrior and the pick that I'm going to make. I went with the Ultimate Warrior just because I had that nostalgic connection that Joe and I have been mentioning this entire show. But I'm going to go with, again, you can't have The Undertaker without Mankind, Mick Foley. So I'm going to go with Mick Foley.
Good pick.
I think it's a great pick for the 12th round, so I'll take it for sure. All right, Joe, what do you got left?
All right. Well, listen, I gave away China. I lost Rowdy Roddy Piper. That hurt. So I feel like I've got no choice but to spin that wheel again.
Ooh, a third.
I need to make things happen from here right now.
I like it.
All right, guys, we're going again.
It could very well hurt me, but I think at this point, it's I've got nothing to lose. Let's make a trade with George. Okay, so let's look at the board.
Oh, now this is a forced trade. And again, unfortunately, it's the nice guy. But you can really screw him over since this is almost the last round for you.
Listen, I like you, George, but I think I want someone back that you have in mind.
That's fine.
The first two rounds are safe, though. So I'm just going to show
Yeah.
you.
It sounds like he's taking Roddy Piper.
He is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I have to see the big board.
And yeah, because you have to give him back something too, and make sure that both lineups are still legal.
Okay. Let's see. All right, give me Rowdy Roddy Piper, and I'll give you I'll give you the Ultimate Warrior. Give me my player back.
Sounds like George didn't want the Ultimate Warrior.
I didn't.
I didn't want him either. Nothing against him.
He's got name recognition, but personally, not a fan of the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, no, I like my Rowdy. All right, so I still go, right?
Yep, you still got to make your pick here.
All right, and so I've got this pick, and then I've got one more pick.
Correct.
So I've got everything covered in terms of a legal lineup.
That means that you need your 2 wild card then, right?
Yep, exactly. Okay. Gotcha. So I'll take the first one, and that'll be, this is to this day, one of the best finishing moves I've ever seen. I still think it's one of the most exciting, and this guy took it from the top rope like I've never seen anyone else do. And that is the Superfly Splash by Superfly Snuka.
Excellent.
Big fan of Jimmy Snuka. Yep.
Oh, man. He got air like Air Jordan.
Jimmy what?
Superfly Snuka. Snuka. Superfly Snuka. Yeah, just leave it as Jimmy Snuka.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, you got to get that name recognition.
Okay, cool.
All right, very good. So, George, what did you say your last pick is a wild card?
Nope, I have a tag team that I have to go with.
Oh, okay.
Or
You can spin the wheel. You're gonna spin it?
yeah, I'm gonna spin it.
All right. Let's see what we got.
But there is one tag team left I absolutely don't mind getting. But I'm hoping to get some pieces back. So we'll see.
Here we go. So I'm gonna remove that one because it doesn't matter, and then we'll spin it again.
It said Justin says pick twice right now and lose your final round pick.
Yeah.
And you can't do that, so we'll hide that choice.
Yep. No, I was just telling Justin what the wheel.
Right on.
Okay. I lose the rock.
Third round pick. only if we still have a legal lineup.
Okay, who's your third round pick?
So, well, first of all, the only thing I have left to pick is a venue. So that means
round pick.
What's that?
No, we have to swap third round picks.
Right. So it's rest in peace walkout music. But if I lose that walkout music, oh well, yeah. Let me see. Did I take any other walkout music?
Yeah, you did. You took Shawn Michaels.
No. Oh, Sexy Boy. Yep. Damn it. I'm going to lose the Undertaker's walkout music. Because do you still have 3 wrestlers if you lose Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Probably not.
You got Macho Man, you got Sting, and you got China. You got China. Damn it.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Joe gave you China.
Joe,
I can't believe I lost The Rock. Freaking George.
And I can't believe I lost the walkout music for The Undertaker.
Can you pull up the other screen, please?
Well, 4th place is going to be nice, boys. I'm going to feel like George after this one.
Exactly. No, I'm moving up that ladder. I'm gonna get at least 4.5. I got to get ahead of Joe.
All right, George, you got one more. Does he have one more pick?
Yeah, I do. I got to make a tag team here. So.
Oh man, that would have changed my whole draft, fellas. George.
So for my final pick, I need a tag team. I'm going to go old school. These guys ruled the 70s, 80s, and the 90s in the tag team division, not only in the WWE, but also within the territories. I'm going to go with the Rock and Roll Express.
Okay, so snake draft rules. That means Joe, with our extra picks here, you get to go next here.
All right, give me. I'm gonna take a match, and I don't think. Can you list each of your matches? So I can't see the whole.
Do you want us to tell you what our matches are?
Oh.
Yeah, who's got Justin? What's your match?
My match was Undertaker.
Undertaker versus Mankind.
King of the Ring. Yep.
All right. All right. I'll take this one over here. Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker.
Oh, nice.
WrestleMania 25.
That's a good match.
It's a great match.
So, oh wait a minute. Had the draft fallen in a little bit different way, that was definitely a match that I had in mind because I had Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker as well. I like
two heavily recognized names.
Yep, very good.
Apparently, one of the best matches of all time.
It is. It's a phenomenal match.
And you could have taken that match if you had both of the theme songs, Justin, but now you don't.
Let's see. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel again myself. Why not?
Such a jerk. This is not good for me.
I should have spun too.
Surprised you didn't, Joe.
Because all I have left is the venue, and nobody cares. So let's see what happens.
Oh, hold on. This one doesn't count. I didn't shuffle first.
Oh.
It doesn't matter because you would have had to make a trade with yourself.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to shuffle it. Here we go. George must make this pick for you.
All right.
Okay.
And it's venue.
All right, yeah, it's a venue. Let's at least make it an actual wrestling venue. All right, let's not.
He doesn't have to.
Not go with the local Lions Club.
He could pick the one he took a little while back in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
The fictional one.
I mean, the backyard counts, right?
Professional wrestling, guys.
Backyard wrestling counts?
That might actually get some votes.
That's why I couldn't go with Nacho Libre. He's not actually a professional wrestler.
So I'm Googling. I have one in mind. All right, but I need to find out the exact name of it.
This wheel spin did not go like I had planned.
Hey, is it the one where Owen Hart died?
No, come on, dude. No, that's not even funny.
No, I'm saying like that's literally the worst thing I can think of that ever happened in a wrestling match.
Oh,
And that venue is at fault.
Did that happen like at the venue?
Yeah, literally in the match, right?
yeah. No, it wasn't in the match. So he was coming down a zip line. He was supposed to zip line from the rafters into the ring.
Yeah.
And the company they hired never did a test weight on the zip line itself,
Yeah.
like you're supposed to. And they were using these cheap Walmart like carabiners on the zip line, and they weren't testing them. They weren't test proofed. So when Owen Hart got up there, he got on the zip line, the carabiner broke, and he fell to his death. Like literally fell to his death right in the middle of the show. And it was the most tragic thing ever.
Yeah, I'm reading about it right now.
So we can blame the venue though, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm Justin, I've got a good one for you, believe it or not.
Okay.
It's off the beaten path. It's not one that you're going to find in a Google search anywhere. I guarantee you that.
Sounds wonderful.
You're welcome. I just need to get the name of what this is.
This is the one I was going to go with. Allstate Arena in Chicago.
It's Matt and Jeff Hardy. It's their farm.
Do they have they ever held professional wrestling there?
They've had 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 professional wrestling matches at their farm.
Then it counts. So was there a name to it, or
that is what I am.
Just call it the farm.
the Hardy Boys farm?
Man, that was 1999. Owen Hart died.
Yeah.
I like I said, this
seen
was
that long ago.
Okay, the venue is actually, it's right here on Google. It's Dome of Deletion Hardy Compound.
Dome of Deletion?
Dome of Deletion Hardy Boy Compound is the name of the venue. It's in Cameron, North Carolina.
Honestly,
Since nobody cares about venues, you got a cool named one.
right.
Yeah,
That's probably
might get some
one of
votes.
two, to be honest with you.
Like I would have. You're lucky we didn't just stick with Hardy Farms.
Yeah, it max capacity of a whopping 50 people in attendance.
But watch, if you can get those 50 people to watch this and vote, they're definitely voting for one person here. It'll be Justin.
Oh, like I said, it's not a bad one. Like I could have done a lot worse, but yeah, using the Hardy Boys, their farm is absolutely.
I don't hate it at all. I don't hate it at all, guys. We're at an hour 40 in, so I'm going to run through the picks real quick, and then we'll quickly get to anybody that you guys are surprised wasn't drafted, and then we'll get out of here. But George ended up with Madison Square Garden, John Cena, WrestleMania 3, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man Randy Savage, 1987, Edge and Christian, Ric Flair, RKO. I Won't Do What You Tell Me, the Stone Cold Steve Austin walkout music, Hammerstein Ballroom in Philadelphia, Triple H, The Ultimate Warrior, hell of a pick there, and the Rock and Roll Express. Joe, you ended up with Hulk Hogan, the Tombstone Pile Driver, which I am very envious of, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan versus the Iron Sheik in 1984, The Rockers, AT&T Stadium in Dallas, the Real American, the Hulk Hogan walkout music, the British Bulldogs, WrestleMania 1, the OG, Rowdy Roddy Piper, the Superfly Splash by Superfly, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 25. I had The Undertaker, WrestleMania 8, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, which it does sound better now. I'm not too awful upset with it. The Undertaker versus Mankind, King of the Ring, 1998. Shawn Michaels, Sweet Chin Music, the finishing move by Shawn Michaels. The Bushwhackers, Sexy Boys, Shawn Michaels walkout music. Degeneration X, New Age Outlaws, whatever that is. WrestleMania 17. Mick Foley, Dome of Deletion, which sounds awesome. and then Jason.
It does.
Jason's big winning team here. The Hart Foundation, Macho Man Randy Savage, Rest in Peace by the Undertaker's walkout music. The Road Warriors, Sting, the Mega Powers, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man versus the Twin Towers, 1988. The Silver Dome in Pontiac, Michigan. The Stone Cold Stunner, China, SummerSlam 1992, Pomp and Circumstances by the Macho Man Randy Savage walkout music. So he got two musics there. And the Steiner Brothers as his tag team. So very nicely done. Hell of a draft, fellas. Proud of you. Round of applause for all of you guys. So at this point, I seriously doubt that there's very many moms out there watching this show, but we want to wish you guys a very happy Mother's Day. If any of you are out there, we really appreciate everything that you do. And at the very least, hopefully the four of us will try to do the best we can to make our Mother's Days a very good, happy Mother's Day for all the mothers in our lives. And anybody viewing do the same. But so are there any picks out there that were not taken that we're kind of surprised we're not taken?
Andre the Giant's still out there. Nobody took Andre.
I almost did. Damn, I should have wrote him down. He was going to be like a wild card of mine.
Rock and Sock is a tag team. That was The Rock and Mick Foley.
I was debating taking them over the Rock and Roll Express, but the Rock and Roll Express, their career was just so fantastic.
That's who I was going to take over the Steiners if I hadn't already said the Steiners. But
so a wrestler that I'm surprised didn't get picked was Vince McMahon. Actually,
he's a tool.
No, like
that's a good one.
If you think about it, by drafting Vince McMahon, you get the guy who is widely considered like the innovator for what is professional wrestling today.
Yeah.
Plus,
absolutely.
You know what also happened to Vince McMahon? He's been stone cold stunnered.
You know what else has happened to Vince McMahon?
He tore both quads.
Blew both his quads at the same time.
Jesus.
I was kind of surprised. We mentioned him a couple of times, but Bret the Hitman Hart was never taken.
Well, I got the Hart Foundation. I almost took him, but I already had him.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Let's see.
Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, Ted DiBiase was 19 on my list. I actually had the Edge at 18, so I was kind of surprised the Edge didn't go.
How about Dusty Rhodes?
I almost took him also, but
Yeah.
and Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah, Hacksaw.
I do want to say shout out to Joe, honestly, for giving Jason China, because that is the only female wrestler that got drafted. Which I honestly like. If you look at today's standards for female wrestling, like we probably should have drafted a couple of more.
I'm inclusionary on my team.
No, Joe is inclusionary.
Look, it's my team.
You're lucky. I was gonna take China as like, one of my, actually probably my third wrestler or a wild card, but she was definitely coming to my team. And you know what? I couldn't think of anything to give you, Jason. So I gave you China.
I did think about taking Barry Horowitz because he was the guy who lost every match when I was a kid.
Let's see. If You Smell, The Rock. I probably would have taken that had I ended up with The Rock earlier. The Razor's Edge finishing move. I love the Razor's Edge. I had a Nintendo video game, or maybe it was Sega Genesis. I don't know, but it was a wrestling game when I was younger, and I used to do the Razor's Edge.
So not popular, but Lex Luger and the Rack.
The Rack.
Mm.
The torture rack, yeah, that's good. For events, speaking of Lex Luger, when on the 4th of July, where he came in the helicopter onto the USS Intrepid and body slams Yokozuna.
Yeah.
A hell of an event.
What about F5? The one where Brock Lesnar would just like throw everybody around like a rag doll. Like that was the stupidest finishing move, but it was so awesome to watch.
Brock sells the hell out of that. That's why.
Right on. All right. Well, I think we need to wrap this up. I think we all need to get to bed. We all have a big Mother's Day weekend ahead of us. So thank you guys for indulging me in this draft, and thank you for indulging George. He was really the one that was really wanting a wrestling draft. So I'm happy you got it, buddy. And I will make sure not to ever listen to you again. So
No, it was a good one. It was a good one. Definitely a good one.
It's a trip down memory lane.
100%. And these guys listen, it's fun. Pro wrestling is fun.
So don't forget, this is the Toilets to Titles podcast network. You can listen to us on Apple, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, any of the platforms. If you just type in Toilets to Titles, you'd be surprised it was available on all platforms for us to take. Then we've got toiletstotitles.com. You can find us anywhere, guys. Please reach out to us. Patreon.com/toiletstotitles is where we're really trying to push that Patreon to help keep this thing moving. But I thank you all very much. Have a great night. And I was going to end it with some kind of, hey, George, you probably know. Give us a wrestling outro here.
Let me tell you something, brother. This has been one heck of a draft. We picked up those big stinky giants and we slammed them. We came off top rope with the elbow. We got stunnered. We got RKO'd. And we did it all inside the glorious, magnificent Madison Square Garden. What you gonna do?